Hi there! In this lesson, we're going to learn a jump blues tune, and I simply call it Jump Your Blues. So let's go over the head for this tune. In jazz music, the melody for a tune is often referred to as the head. I'm going to break this into different parts, and this is the first section. The intervals I'm playing are the 5th, the 6th, the 1, the minor third, the major third, the 6th, and the 1 again. And that happens over the 1 chord, over the C dominant 7 chord. Now you have to know how to. Let's go over the chord progression. It's pretty much a typical 12-bar blues in the key of C, but it also features a chord movement called 2-5. So it's going from D minor to G7 in a couple of spots. Let's have a look. So the D minor 7 I'm playing, it's like a D minor bar chord, but I'm lifting up the pinky so I get the 7th note in here. You might know this version of it. Same notes, but this is a voicing when you use bar chords, which can be easier to strum. And then a typical G7 like this. And then we're on bar 11, back to C. So now let's have a look at how we can play these chords in a variety of ways, using some interesting chord inversions. And we're also going to add some notes to the chords that give them more color, so to speak. So first of all, we're dealing with dominant 7 chords. Or we can just call them dominant chords. What's special about the dominant chord is that it has a minor 7th in it, which in this case is B flat. It has a major 3rd, which is in this case the note E. Those two intervals, or scale degrees, they are the ones that gives this chord its flavor. But the cool thing with dominant chords is that you can... So that's 11 chord. We can look at a 13 chord. How do we do that? Well, this is the 11th. Keep counting, 12, 13. So we're going to add the note A to the chord somehow. Then we get a 13th chord. Now, there are a few ways you can do that, of course. We don't have enough fingers to play all those notes, so we have to skip a few. So let's go back to playing the C9. I'll show you a cool way to do it. We often play a C9 this way. We're skipping the bass note. We're barring with the ring finger, so I get the 5th interval on top. Kind of a funky chord that's used in funk music as well, and R&B. So it's the same thing as this one, we just add that note on top. But from this grip, if we play it with the middle finger like this for the barring, I can reach up and get the 13th here with my pinky. Then we get a cool sounding chord, which is a C13. We have the major 3rd, the minor 7th, we have the 9th, we don't have the 11th, but we have the 13th. Cool sounding chord. Very useful. Now let's practice some of these voicings to this tune. And I will play through the progression twice. And I'm basically going to improvise the grips, the voicings for each chord. And you should do the same. Use some of these voicings that I've shown you and practice finding good options for each of the chords. And try to play with a variety of voicings, not just the same ones over and over. Now, as far as the rhythm, I'm just using my thumb to strum down, trying to mute strings that shouldn't ring, of course. And I'm playing on the 1 and the 2 and. So 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, and so on. That's through the progression. So here we go.